and we're just going to talk about how a plan of attack to get the most out of a lead database. And so Larry's going to first sort of explain a little bit. I think, Larry, you had said before you've got about 3,000 leads. Is that right?
Exactly. These are leads that I've captured over the years, and I'm continuing to capture as we move forward. And as we all know, real estate leads, not all of them pan out to be home buyers and home sellers. So.
Sure. And so like these were various different lead sources?
No, well, they were all targeted leads having to do with real estate. Actually, I was using your marketing methods to capture most of them.
So they were targeted to real estate, but the offer that they opted into were similar, or they were varying?
Most of them, I would say, Josh, came in because they were looking to purchase a home or wanting to know more about purchasing a home, or either stumbled somewhere onto one of my listings online, etc. That sort of thing. Most of them, I think, if you want to categorize them, would be potential buyer prospects.
Sure. And they were that just came from where were they coming from? Craigslist or Facebook or offline or?
Yeah. Okay. Good question. Again, Craigslist, using your training.
Okay.
I generate a lot of leads on Craigslist.
Okay.
Of course, you have to be diligent to do that.
Yep.
And I use some other marketing tools. Do you want me to mention them on this recording, or
you can if you don't have to do specific. It's up to you.
Okay, it doesn't bother me. I use a software called Leads to Listing, or Listings to Leads. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And I do a lot of promotion with them on. They've got all kind of ways to promote, and like on blogs, Craigslist, etc.
Okay, so they syndication kind of.
Yeah, syndication stuff, right? Exactly. Sort of.
Yep, gotcha. Okay.
And of course, we use a hotline system on our. I always put flyers on my signs. I'm a still firm believer in that, along with a sign writer. And we capture calls that way also, but those aren't really good. I don't have email addresses in most cases to those unless I got it from them over the phone.
Right. Okay. And if I'm somebody that came into your fold from Craigslist, what did that look like? I clicked on an ad about a property, and I filled out asking for more information about that property, or I filled out something looking for a free list of foreclosures or a free list of townhomes, or what were they opting in for, or what were they?
Actually, all of the above. I have a mixture of ads that I run on Craigslist. I'm constantly mixing it up. I market, single homes. I market, luxury properties, the best buys and luxury homes, and anything in between. So I mix it up pretty good when it comes to that.
Okay.
Free list of foreclosures, homes under 50,000, HUD homes. I market HUD homes. I do a little bit of all of it.
Okay. Let's backtrack a little bit, Larry. Where are you? Like, what kind of? And if you don't want to say your exact market, can you tell me market size?
Sure. Yeah, it don't bother me. I'm in Cocoa, Florida.
How? What kind of population is? Is it COA?
Yeah, COA.
I got you.
Well, it's a central location. I'm in a place called Brevard County.
Okay.
I honestly don't know the population, to be frank with you.
I think Brevard County is 300, 350 maybe?
Yeah.
Is that
it's a pretty good sized county. It's a long county, but we cover from one end to the other.
Okay, so you got a fair amount, and you're centralized. I mean, you would do business in most of this area, is that right?
Yeah, mostly, yeah.
And I'm going to just kind of go all over here because this wasn't, this isn't pre-scripted. It's totally free flow. Have you thought about focusing? And this, we're going to talk about two things. One, what to do with this database that you've got, and two,
Right.
maybe some ways to think about moving forward. What may be a better process?
Okay.
So this is more the second part there. What may be a better process?
All
Is there one or two funnels or lead-ins that if you focus primarily on those would really work well for you, or would really would supply you with enough? Meaning, have you done all the different hooks out of necessity, or out of testing, or something altogether different? Meaning, could you, if you just focused on offering a free list of foreclosures of homes 100 to 400,000,
Right.
would that be enough, or do you need to have these multiple entry points?
Well, I think it's the latter. I need to have the multiple entry, and the reason I say that is because we learned over time that focusing, initially I focused on the foreclosure list thing, free foreclosure list, so forth and so on. But what I found was that was bringing me buyers, number one, that say, oh, I want to buy a $30,000 home, and great, do you have the cash? No, I need a loan. So I'm dealing with a lot of that end of the business that I was literally wearing me out, and we both know that you're not going to generate a lot of income from showing people $30,000 and $40,000 homes. So I had to kind of mix it up and going for a higher priced home in my ads and so forth, and what I marketed.
Right, which is
So
smart.
That's kind of what I ended up doing.
Right, which is smart. So if we broke down your list, there would be leads that opted in for like low, let's just call them cheap foreclosures, right?
Low end homes, right?
And then like middle of the road, right? So foreclosures,
Right.
like what would be middle of the road? 100 to 300K?
Yeah. Most of ours seem to be in the below 100, actually below 60,000.
That's
so
where you're getting a
we have
majority
very
of
few
your
high end.
What's that?
We have very few upper end foreclosures, and I'm going to say between the 150 to on up range, we just don't have a lot of foreclosures in that range.
You've got a lot of
And if they are,
short
they're in bad
sales in that
shape.
range?
Yeah, we got a ton of short sales. God
Right.
bless us.
Okay. What would, when you say you've also offered luxury? What's a luxury? I mean, what
Well,
price is
to
that?
me, here in our area, a luxury home would be anything. I would say anywhere from 250 on up.
Okay.
Would be a luxury foreclosure, which there's not a lot of foreclosures in that range here, strangely enough.
Okay. I'm just formulating some different thoughts and ideas here. The leads that you have, do you have a way of seeing what they opted in for, or at this point are they just all lumped together?
Well, I use, again, I hate saying other programs, but I use Top Producer, and the majority of my leads are actually that are generated from the programs I use to generate leads actually get automatically sent to Top Producer, and there is some information on each lead that tells me where they came from, what lead generation source it came from. Like if it came from my hotline number, it'll tell me they called on a specific house. If it came from, let's say, a Craigslist ad on one of my other marketing companies I use there, it'll say their company name and what that ad was about. So yeah, I do have an idea.
Okay. Are you using Craigslist Ad Tracker? I just want to throw that out before I forget to mention it to you.
I have used it, but I'm not. One of the websites that I use has a Craigslist back end.
Okay.
And it does tracking, but that's probably where I fail the most. I'm not a good tracker, and I know that's not good. But
yeah, people have been telling us about Ad Tracker for a long time, and for whatever reason, I just didn't look at it. And I started playing with it a couple weeks ago, and it is like I've fallen back in love with Craigslist. I had fallen out of love with Craigslist because I heard and was experiencing the same thing, all this problem with ghosting and flagging and all this crap. And since I started using Craigslist, I get none of it. I get all my ads show. I can see how many. Anyway, if you've got something tied in, I just want to throw that out there. If anybody's listening to this and they're not using Ad Tracker, it's like $15 a month. It's the best $15. If you're using Craigslist, and you should be if you're in real estate, it's the best $15 a month you could possibly spend. Anyway,